Hi flower friends, this is Madonna from Los Angeles, California, Zone 9B. For anybody who doesn't know who I am yet, which is basically all of you, because I just started my YouTube. I normally do over on Facebook. So I am born and raised in Los Angeles, California. So the first thing you think of California, most people, is I do not have an ocean across the street from me. I don't have Disneyland in my backyard, nor have I ever been there. And we don't have actors running around everywhere, although my grandfather was a Hollywood actor. So I am far northern California, which about probably 2-hour drive south of Oregon. So we're up closer to the mountains. And I am a hairdresser of 30 years. I homeschool my grandson. And I decided in all my spare time that I would flower farm too. So as an avid gardener my whole entire life, I have always enjoyed gardening. Well, I decided a few years ago that I wanted to extend that and get into the local slow flower movement, which is having them grown here locally instead of flown in. So I enjoy it. Every year, this is my 4th growing season, and every year we've added a little bit more, and it's pretty full time right now. So I would definitely say that I don't have a lot of free time. My husband, he does all the heavy stuff. You know, if there's heavy things that need to be done. Otherwise, it's my baby, and I love it. I have to tell you, I absolutely enjoy everything about it. I've taken several farming classes. I just finished a florist farmer 6-week course, which I absolutely just loved. So that's my quick little intro, and I have lots of flowers that I've sown over the winter time, because here we don't get that cold. You know, we don't normally get below 25. This year actually it's been really cold, and our lowest here at the farm has been 27. So we've had a really wet year though, thank goodness. So I'm going to sow some sunflower seeds. So this is the earliest I've ever tried to sow sunflowers, because normally we all tend to think that we can't do it until it gets really hot outside. Well, from everything that I've read and the videos I've watched, I think they can handle a little bit of cold. So we're going to test that theory. So I get my sunflowers from Sunflower Selections here in California. They have a wonderful variety of sunflowers. So this year, I'm going to start this. Today is April 12th. It's March 12th. It's not April, it's March 12th. And I'm going to do my first, I sow them in little 128 cell packs. So there's 128 little holes in here, and I'll put a seed in each one of them. I'm going to do a Pro Cut Orange, which is your typical sunflower. A Pro Cut Horizon, which is the same sunflower, but its little head is tilted up. A Pro Cut White Night, which is a cream white color, and a Pro Cut Bicolor, which is basically orange with, I think, a little bit of red in the center. And then for the fall, I have a Moulin Rouge, I believe is what she is called, and it's like a burgundy red, and she should be really pretty. So I have filled up my cell packs, and then after I put my dirt in, I kind of like tap it down a little bit, and that way you see if you have any air pockets, and then I just add a little bit more soil to it. So what I do after that, after I get them in here, is I just go through and I take my fingers and I just make little divots in each of them. So I don't know if you can see me really well, but I just take and put little divots in that, and that's where I'm going to rest my little sunflower. And it's, you know, easy to do. You just spread your fingers out and poke through it. So that way, each little, when I put my seed in it, it'll tuck right into its little space, and it should be a little bit easier to put in there. So sunflowers typically take, on average, 60 days from seed to flower. So they do not like to have their roots disturbed. So my plan is to only keep them in here for 2 weeks. So that way the roots just get formed, and I can plunk them out and stick them in the ground. And after this, I'm going to direct sow after this right into the field. So I crowd my sunflowers. I put them, 5 to 6 inches apart, because I want the longer stem and the smaller head. So when you kind of crowd them, they reach up for the sun, so they have the longer stem, and then their heads are smaller, which 3 to 4 inches for me is perfect for a bouquet, because the big ones you can't really do that with. So the farther apart that you plant your sunflowers, the bigger the stalk you get, and they got big, huge taproots too. And the bigger the head. Well, the head, that's okay if you want like 1 or 2, in a big arrangement, but that doesn't work for what I do. So I crowd them together. I always use irrigation. I have read lots of books and seen videos where a lot of people, mostly back east, they don't use irrigation. They don't have to. And I am assuming that's because they get a lot of rain, and we don't typically get that much rain. This year we've gotten a lot of rain, but we don't typically get that much rain, especially in the summertime. We usually don't get any. So, when it's hot and dry and 110 degrees, they would just die on the vine like most of us want to do when it's that hot here. So I will plant them 6 inches apart. I have drip irrigation. I will succession plant every 2 weeks. So from now I'll start this tray, and then I might start one more round in the tray, and then wait for it to warm up, and then start putting them in the ground. And so then I will do 6 inches, all the way in the dirt. And sunflowers have a wonderful germination rate, almost 100%, but like 99.9%. So they do really, really, really good. So I am going to see how early I can start these, and then I will again try to plant them really late in the year too. So I'm going to start seeding my ProCuts. Like I said, when I do this, I just take a seed and I just plunk them right down into that little divot that I made. And I will give them a little bit of water, and then I will put them under my lights. I have a light shelf right there with some plants on it that hopefully won't be there that much longer. So I'll water them in again, put them under the lights, and in 2 weeks I will meet you back in the field, and we'll plant these babies, and we will see how early I can actually start them. All right, thanks guys. Bye-bye.